afternoon. So today I have a story to tell you guys. Story I'm going to be summarizing because it's a really long and very descriptive. It's called Feed the Pig by Elias Witherow. For purposes of this app and certain audiences, I want to tell you guys that this story is not for the faint of heart. It does talk a lot about self-harming and unaliving oneself, and certain scenarios in this scene in this story also have a lot of detail that a lot of people may not like. So I just want to tell you guys right off the bat. I, however, will not be describing any of that because of the app. And also, if you are really interested in what the story really is about, I suggest you going on Google and typing the story yourself and you can read it. So the story begins with a gentleman who's having just the worst time of his life. He's not having a good life. He just got let go of his job. He's running behind on payments. His wife is leaving him. His wife is also cheating on him. So his life literally changed from morning to night with how fast everything was going. He found no way out and he decided to unalive himself. When he woke up, he realized that he wasn't at home. He was actually tied up to a chair and he was in a prison cell. While he's there, he meets the host, Danny, and he tells him, "What am I doing here? Why am I here? I have no purpose of being here." You know, Danny tells him, "Oh yes, you do have a purpose. You did this to yourself. You're here because of you. So let me give you a quick synopsis and get it over with, okay?" So basically, where you are at the Black Farm. People who are suicidal like yourself come to this place, ultimately deciding whether you want to be here for all of eternity or you can go and feed the pig. And there you'll have a choice out of your control, whether you can go back to your life or you can go and be sent to hell. And he's like, "Well, how do I do that?" And he's like, "Well, you have to feed the pig. If you feed the pig and the pig likes what you give him, you will be sent back home. But if you feed the pig and he does not like the food that you gave him, then you get automatically sent to hell." He's like, "Okay, no questions about it. Take me to feed the pig." Then he tells him, "It's not really such an easy decision to take, so I'm going to leave you here for a couple hours and I'll let you decide for your own self. Think it through, weigh out your options, and call out my name when you're ready." During his time there by himself, he starts getting visits from weird creatures and weird people coming to him. People who have been dismembered. People who have been mutilated and just not normal looking people, I'll tell you that, who were doing things to one another and ultimately scaring the heck out of him. Finally, he gets a visit from this woman and she tells him what she did. She's like, "I'm here because I did the same thing as you. I was once a human. And I do suggest you feed the pig because it's better to live your fear for once than to live for all of eternity here, because what's behind those doors is nothing short. It's nothing compared to where you're living right now. Whatever is out there, it will take you years for you to finally comprehend what exactly this place is. It is nothing that people desire to be at." She's like, if I had the choice, if I were to give you a suggestion, would be to feed the pig. So she finally leaves. And by this point, he's already made up his mind. He's like, I'm going to feed the pig. This is what I'm going to do. There's no questions about it. I cannot stand being here one more second. This place is horrible. And if they say that hell is a little worse than what this place is, and this place is horrible, I do not want to be a part of it. So he calls out for Danny, and he tells him, hey, Danny, I'm ready. Take me. I'm going to feed the pig. Whatever it consists of, I'm feeding the pig. Danny tells him, okay, I see you made up your mind. Let me get the blindfold and I'll take you over to where this pig is. Danny blindfolds the guy and they start making their way over, passing the doors to the entrance to the black farm, which is on the way to where the pig is. Now, the reason why Danny wanted to blindfold the guy is because he didn't want him to see what really was behind those doors, because of what kind of monsters were out there, how the people actually were. You know, of course, he had already had a glimpse of it, because he was getting visits from what was behind those doors that he could already see, just like a preview. And if that was a preview, whatever was in there was a lot worse. He could hear screaming, he could hear yelling, he could hear other noises. And every once in a while he'll hear somebody tell him, oh, you're feeding the pig. Yeah, make sure you give him his food. So they're still making their way over to where this pig is. And finally, they get into the room and Danny tells him, we're here. This is where the pig is. So the guy is out there reaching out his hand, trying to find where this pig is. And when Danny tells him, you must enter. And if he likes how you taste, you get to go back home. But if he hates how you taste, then you automatically get sent to hell. He's like, hold up, how I taste? No, you must be mistaken. He's like, no, this is your choice and this is what you decided. You must now go and do what you promised you were going to do. Feed the pig. At this point, he's already taken back his decision. He's like, no. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. There's no turning back. I'm going to feed the pig. So he makes his way into the pig's mouth, which was huge, by the way. By the way that it was described in the story, this pig is like huge, fat, ugly, and it stunk. So he made his way into the mouth, and he could feel how the pig was chewing on him. And finally, he woke up after all that happened. He woke up, and when he looked around, he was in his woodshed where he had originally committed his act. And he looked up and he saw the belt that he was originally hanging from. Ultimately, he was given the opportunity to relive his life. By this point, our main character is like uncontrollably sobbing and crying and forever thankful for given the opportunity to do so. And in the story, he made a promise that he was going to reach out to people who were in the same story or in the same way as him, to avoid him from committing such acts, and he would tell them what he went through to avoid it. So he said he was going to become an advocate for people who were like him. You guys can search this up on YouTube or on Google. You can search up Feed the Pig and you'll see what I'm talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys do, let me know in the comments. And if you've already heard it, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's pretty intense. Anyways, I had my cat with me today. His name is Coda. So if you guys saw his shadow, this is who I was petting. Have a great day and hope you enjoyed my story.